Hey guys, thanks for popping in. And the question that we pose today is what is the most important thing on a bicycle that no one's talking about? Before we deep dive into that one, let's just get a few of the housekeeping things the other way. Now, my name's Wayno from Wayno's Photos, and my channel focuses on cycling and performance cars, in particular loaders, and also plant-based food. So if you're interested in any of those sorts of topics, have a look at my cards, and I have quite a few videos in each particular card where you can get into that sort of interest if they like that sort of stuff. So let's just move back to cycling and let's get into the main video. So let's roll the intro. Yeah, so what we're talking about today is these little things here. These tiny little things that go in your calipers and basically stop your bike. So if these things don't work, you can have as much free speed as you like, but you need to come to a stop sometime. And of course, on a bike, unless you're basically in a race, you have traffic and you need to stop. And you need to stop sometimes in an emergency very quickly. So you want these little buggers here to work very, very well. And today I'm particularly talking about carbon brake pads on carbon wheels because these have had a bit of controversy. A lot of people go, carbon brake pads don't work very well, useless. So let's just talk about, and yeah, is that true or not? Well, let's first just talk about the yellow Swiss stops. These ones I've had for quite some years, and I had them on a pair of Zips, and I must have to say the performance of these is something to be desired. They are pretty crappy, especially in comparison to today's latest type of pads they're putting out. Now, when you look at all these pads, they all look like some sort of synthetic rubber, so you would think that they're all about the same, but obviously there's some real technology into what type of rubber it is, and the performance between them dramatically is different. These ones here were the Black Prince Swiss stop as well. These were supposed to be even better than the yellow ones, supposed to be a step up, and in the day everyone used to go, oh yeah, Swiss stop are great and Prince, but these things were really not much better than the yellow ones. Now the next two are more modern type brake pads that are available right now and are a later technology. And this one here are the Reynolds Cairo. They're a blue pad, and these things are actually pretty damn good. And these pads here, they give you really good dry weather performance, and amazingly enough, the wet weather performance is pretty good. It's not far less than the dry weather performance, which is actually quite amazing for a rim brake bike. How they get these to work in the wet was beyond me, but they do. Then finally we have the Campagnolo red pads, and these things here, out of all of them, are by far the best performance brake pad out of all of these ones that I've tried. In the dry, these things are like disc brakes. They incredible. They're actually unbelievable how powerful they are and how good they stop. Very easily lift the back wheel. Absolutely brilliant pad. And if you're using your carbon wheels only in the dry, which is what most people do, these things are a must-have. Now, where these things are let down is in the wet. These things in the wet are pretty bad. They're about as good as the old yellow Swiss stops, which were you were very much left wanting and pulling those brake handles, and you just don't stop. But these things in the wet, not much good. But if you want to run your carbon wheels in the wet and the dry, the Reynolds are the best pad. But these ones in the dry have a bit of an edge on the Reynolds. Yeah, so the take-home message for me about rim brake pads, especially on carbon wheels, is that, apples are not apples. There's basically oranges and apples in these type of technology. And we spend a lot of money on power meters, we spend a lot of money on socket computers and bling wheels. And even if you buy wheels out of China, you're spending quite a bit of money. But brake pads, for some reason, just don't seem to be talked about. So my recommendation is that take some of the the experience that I've had and apply that to your brake pads. Get some good brake pads on your bike. Don't just buy what's the cheapest, because they're not the same. I can guarantee you that right now. And you read on forums and all these sorts of things, and people go, oh, carbon brakes don't stop, and they don't work. Well, sometimes the brake pads that are delivered with some of these carbon rims, the old cork ones, they just hopeless. They really are. And you can really increase the braking performance massively. And when I use that word massively, I mean massively. It's massive. The difference in braking between brake pads can be massive. And the technology in the new brake pads is really, really close to disc brake technology. I don't know what they've done with the rubber, how they make it, but they've done something. And since I started cycling, maybe about 6-7 years ago to now, carbon rim brake pads are like chalk and cheese. Anyway, I hope that helps you decide on what pad you should buy for your bike, and if you've got your carbon rims, because to me, safety is important, and stopping your bike is something that's not talked about a lot, but is actually an extremely important thing on your bike. And before you leave any of my videos, make sure you give us either a thumbs up or a thumbs down on my video. And if it's a thumbs down, leave a comment, say, what did you find good about the video, what you didn't find good about the video. Leave a comment, so then I can fine tune my content to you guys out there, the viewers, so you can have a better experience when you see my videos. And I'll see you next vid. Cheers.